New at 6, new information in the death of a teenager who died after getting caught shoplifting. Corey Stingley died after 3 customers tackled him and restrained him until police arrived. Michelle Fiore joins us with some new information that came out today. Michelle?
Well, Mike, I spent a lot of time on the phone and knocking on doors today, trying to get in touch with the men involved in this case and trying to find out what the options are now for Corey Stingley's family. We also found out that the medical examiner ruled Corey Stingley's death a homicide right here in this report. But that doesn't mean it was a crime. It just means he died at the hands of another person. The big thing we learned today, Corey Stingley died in the struggle to detain him. The medical examiner calls it anoxic encephalopathy, or in terms that are easier to understand, brain damage due to a lack of oxygen. Craig Stingley first heard those words from doctors at Freighter.
And they said that happened suddenly, from a violent struggle, from him being choked, from him being strangled. They equated it to a shaken baby type of injury.
But Craig Stingley does not think it was an accident. He's now asking the U.S. Justice Department to take action. But former federal prosecutor Jeff Wagner says the feds may have a tough time with the case.
The problem here, though, is to prove a federal civil rights violation, you not only still have to prove the intent elements that they would have had to prove on the state level, but you would also have to prove that essentially there was a racial motivation.
Another question arises. If the Milwaukee DA felt he couldn't issue homicide charges, why not go with something less?
They would have had to show that the individuals that restrained him should have known or could have reasonably known that by restraining him in the fashion they did, it was going to lead to his death.
Wagner looked over the DA's report and can understand why Chisholm's not issuing charges. But the family could still sue the men in civil court.
I have no doubt that the family members, through their attorneys, will probably bring a lawsuit. So there's still avenues of justice for people who feel unsatisfied with this, but not every unfortunate thing is a crime.
And we also reached out to the 3 men in this case. One declined to comment. The other 2 weren't home. We did look into their backgrounds. 2 of them have a single run-in with police, one nearly 20 years ago. The other has a clean record. Mike and Carol.
All right, thank you, Michelle.